the unseen frequencies. Not everything real gets said out loud, but that's about to change. What's silent gets spoken, what's skipped gets faced. You won't find comfort here, you'll find truth uncomfortable. Good, it's time for the drop.
Hey everyone, you're listening to Vibin' the Unseen Frequencies. I'm Brad, and this is your Truth Drop Thursday. These drops aren't here to make you comfortable, they're here to make you think. When the uncomfortable truth comes to light, maybe it's time we stop looking away. Let's talk about something that's not always loud, but it's always there. It shows up in glances, in assumptions, in silence, and in the way people make decisions about you before you've even said a word. They see your disability before they see your ability. And when that happens, they don't just misjudge you, they erase your potential. This isn't just about blindness, it's not just about a cane, or a guide dog, or walking with a sighted guide. This happens across the entire disability spectrum. If you use mobility aids, if you move differently, if you look different than someone expects, they build a story in their head, and most of the time, it's the wrong one. And the hardest part? Those assumptions don't just come from strangers, sometimes they come from people closest to you, and that's when it cuts the deepest. Not long ago, my husband and I were out with a longtime friend. We stopped at a brewery. Before we got seated, I needed to use the washroom. While I was inside, our friend was waiting nearby. Someone walked by and asked if they were in line for the washroom, and instead of just saying, "No, I'm waiting for a friend," they said, "I'm waiting for my blind friend." In that moment, I wasn't Brad. I wasn't their friend of over 10 years. I was their blind friend. That's the label. That's who I became to them. And the thing is, they probably didn't even think twice about it. To them, it was nothing. To me, it was everything. That one little sentence told me more about how they see me now than 10 years of friendship ever did. I didn't call it out. That's not who I am. I don't go looking for conflict. But here's the thing. As a blind person, I'm always scanning with my ears, always listening to my surroundings, for safety, for awareness, to know if someone's trying to get my attention. So maybe they didn't even know I heard it, but I did. And what I heard told me exactly where I stand to them. Not equal, not the same as before, but in a different class altogether. And here's what makes this sting even sharper. I wasn't always seen this way. I've only been legally blind for just under 2 years. That means I've lived on both sides of this. I know exactly how people used to treat me, and I know how they treat me now. And the difference? It's hard to swallow. Before I lost my sight, people used to ask me things like, "What do you do? What are you into? What's your story?" Now, they ask what happened, or they say nothing at all. And since becoming blind, I honestly can't remember anyone new asking me about me. They don't ask about my life, my passions, or who I am. They ask about my blindness, about a condition, not about the person living with it. The curiosity disappears, the interest fades, the belief that I have a full life, a purpose, something to offer, gets pushed aside just because I'm blind. And here's the part most people don't see. I've run businesses, I've completed programs, I've helped people change their lives. I've saved someone from a house fire. I was deep into animal rescue. I completed the core training for becoming a personal support worker, passing every examination with high academic performance. Graphic design was a huge part of my life. I worked as a makeup artist. I've created, produced, and built things I'm proud of. I was also a baker. I love to bake. I love to cook. It's a passion, and it's something that blindness hasn't taken from me. And even now, I still have projects in the works. Blindness hasn't stopped me. It's just shifted my path, made it different, but not lesser. I've got family, I'm writing a book, I'm learning guitar, I've got a lifetime of stories. I love music, I love movies. I have passions, opinions, and experiences, just like anyone else. But people don't ask about those things anymore. They don't see the whole life behind the cane, they see the blindness first, and everything else gets erased. That's why being called the blind friend cuts so deep, because it isn't just a label. It's a reflection of how some people see me now. Not for what I've done, not for who I am, but for what I've lost. And here's the truth. Seeing my disability before my ability isn't awareness. It's assumption. It's that moment where someone decides who I am, what I'm capable of, and where I belong, without ever learning a thing about me. And when people do that, they're not just judging me. They're missing out. Missing out on knowing a whole person. Missing out on connection, missing out on the chance to see ability and humanity before anything else. But I'm not here to play that role. I'm not here to fit into the box you built in your head. I'm here, living, moving, creating, vibing in a world that wasn't designed for me, but will see me anyway. So here's your truth drop. Judging what you see before learning who I am doesn't move us forward. It turns back the clock. And I didn't come this far just to go backwards. This isn't just my story. It's what too many of us live every single day. You listening yet?